Welcome in everyone for the KEEZ Quarterly Address on October 10th of 2023. This is for quarter four. We're going to walk right into our mission statement for KEEZ here, a community-based group working to create network effect for the Luxo blockchain. This has been our mission statement now for the past year, I would say. It's ever changing. We haven't changed it from the last quarter to now, but based on community input and contributor input, it can be subject to change at any point. For the time being, this is what we're sticking with, and this is what we're working towards. Now, our thinking on network effect. The idea is to attract users and builders. That's where we really find that we can fit in well, right? We can push out the content that we're pushing out and attract users and people to build on the new chain. This in turn creates more use cases and connections. More DApps developed, more experiences shown, more interactions created. That in turn strengthens the blockchain and the social network attached, right? Which is makes the blockchain more attractive overall to more users and more builders, thus completing the network effect circle. So we think that working towards creating this network effect circle will ultimately help Luxo reach the adoption that we're looking for. Now, how do we accomplish the aforementioned? Our current strategy is a heavy online marketing presence. We produce a lot of video content out of YouTube, wrap ups every week, giving information on the Luxo ecosystem, shorts consistently on a pretty much daily manner. We do our Luxo Fam podcast every Thursday, and that's been running now for over 20 episodes. And we have a heavy presence on Twitter as well, with some expansion into some other socials that I will get into later. The other part of our current strategy, similar to the first one, is delivering of marketing services. We've noticed that a lot of the projects that build on blockchains or that will be coming to build on Luxo will be more technical projects, right? And with a technical project that has an awesome product, oftentimes those products have a hard time reaching the user base that they need to build a sustainable project. So that's where our expertise in marketing can serve as a helpful partnership with these technical projects that are coming into the Luxo ecosystem. So we'd love to help those products be able to reach their user base to, again, complete the network effect circle that we talked about earlier. Alongside of that, business development is a big part of KEEZ. We want to help form as many partnerships, as many Luxo integrations, and as many people, as many project building on the chain as possible. So business development is a huge part of the past two as well. And the fourth one would be DAO development and on-chain strategy. We want to look towards the future of our organization, begin moving towards working and doing the things that we do here at KEEZ on chain, and bringing a lot of the media that we do towards an on-chain solution. So this strategy here, we feel like it suits the people that are currently giving the most energy to KEEZ and can really help us work towards that network effect circle that we talked about earlier. Now, what happened last quarter? Last quarter, we launched Pink Pill Productions, which is our most front-facing facet of KEEZ. It encompasses our YouTube page and pretty much every piece of content that comes out of KEEZ across all of our socials. Again, we have the wrap up on Fridays, the Luxo Fam podcast on Thursdays, and then our Pink Pill that comes out, taking hiatus right now, but should resume sometime this quarter. The other piece of that isn't necessarily in Pink Pill Productions, but is also a piece of media would be Sage's blog post, my blog posts that come out every Tuesday on the keez.space website. We also launched our first IRL activation in Tokyo. We had our KEEZ member, Pharaoh, reach out to the group wanting to pink pill in his local area, and we were able to get him some funding to do so. So he hosted a booth on KEEZ's behalf, spoke on stage, and showed the video that Pink Pill Production showcased for Decentralized Tokyo. So that was awesome to see. We really look forward to being able to do some more IRL events, hopefully in your neck of the woods. We also contributed to the meetup #1 in Berlin virtually. Pink Pill Productions submitted a video to say hi to all of our friends over there in Berlin, which I thought was a great accent to that awesome event. We launched our ecosystem board as well as our project book page, and these are Notion pages that live in the KEEZ public Notion. The ecosystem board is a community managed board that tries to showcase all of the Luxo projects that are building in the ecosystem. The project page is also a community managed board that is in place to help showcase some people that have new ideas of DApps or protocols that should be built on Luxo, or potential projects that are currently being built on Luxo, or potentially have a little bit of energy behind them but are looking for a little bit more steam. So the project page serves as a central location where if you're looking to put more effort into a Luxo project or start your own, for a matter of fact, you'll find all of those there on our Notion page. We also began offering our marketing services. We've hooked on a couple clients now, and we've begun producing content for them, giving them sponsored sections on our various content that we produce, and offering a full suite of marketing services to those individuals and projects as well. And as of last quarter, we are officially profitable. This is the first time in KEEZ's short-lived history that we've finally made some money and become profitable business so far. And we've begun reinvesting a lot of those funds directly back into the business so we can accomplish our goals a little bit more steadily. Now, some goals for quarter four. As I addressed earlier, a big part of KEEZ is the business development group. So we're trying to get 5 more EVM focused projects to integrate Luxo. We've got a couple so far, and we're looking to get a couple more as this quarter goes on. Rather than, I mean, it's tough to just get naturally early projects to build directly on the EVM. So if we can go after projects that are already established and already have a user base and integrate Luxo, we think that that's a great way to kind of front run this network effect. We'd also like to further research and develop our internal content strategy to better target potential audiences for Luxo adoption. One thought within the marketing department at KEEZ right now is that we do a great job of targeting the people that are currently around the Luxo ecosystem, but we could definitely do a better job of targeting groups that are similar to or would benefit greatly from using Luxo. So making an effort to target people that aren't here is definitely on our radar for quarter four, and we'd love to research and strategize around how we can best do that. We also want to finalize our first model for how our DAO will operate. This will be a big milestone. We'd like to be able to submit some charting for how kind of the conversations flow, the governance works, the tokens might operate through these systems, and how we can begin to bring KEEZ online. So the mapping of that and then transition of bringing that to real life is definitely a big goal as well. Like I mentioned earlier, we're trying to expand onto some other socials as well, where we are a non-technical group. We produce a lot of easily digestible and non-technical content. So reaching out to TikTok and Instagram, as we do a lot of images like the one you see to the right here by Yellow Turtle, as well as shorts video content. It works well on TikTok and Instagram. So we're going to venture into those two socials and see if we can find any success there. We're looking to host several more digital events as well. There's a couple big Luxo mainnet milestones coming up towards the end of this year, and we'd love to do similar events to what we did for the first mainnet event. So be on the lookout for several more digital events this quarter. And lastly, we'd like to expand our developer and project support efforts. So this is somewhere that has been lacking in KEEZ. Naturally, we, again, work towards the energy that we're being given by the contributors. And with us being not very developer heavy, it's been harder for us to do anything on the development side. So now that we have a couple of people filing in that have developer backgrounds, and some more steam coming with mainnet and universal profiles coming so close, we'd like to delve into the developer and project support areas a little bit more too. So very exciting goals for quarter four. Some of these goals are very general rather than the SMART goals that we like to stick to internally, but it's fine. It gives you a sense of where our thinking is and where we're headed in this time. Now, this is a new slide to our community addresses. It is about the community sentiment. So we'd like to cover a little bit of how the KEEZ community is feeling right now, as well as how the Luxo community as a whole is feeling. So it seems like there's a lot of people that are very supportive, encouraging, and are working to build on the blockchain, right? Not everyone can be A-list, but we can put in A-list effort, right? So being supportive, encouraging the people around you, and making an effort to make the chain better is always great to see. And there's a lot of people in the ecosystem doing that, and we commend you for sure. That being said, we do address that criticism is healthy, right? At least the healthy kind. So it has been a conversation within the KEEZ marketing group as well that we don't want to be an echo chamber, right? We don't want to just constantly be pushing out positive information, ignoring all of the negatives and shunning anybody that brings them up, right? We want to be able to address issues that are coming up or address bumps in the road and work past them, right? Because it's going to make us and the people that are addressing them grow, as well as the projects or Luxo itself grow alongside. So it's important to bring up criticism, but again, the healthy kind. Constructive feedback is needed, but negativity with no intention to make a difference is not. So it refers back to the code of conduct that we have at KEEZ, which is in our Notion page. And one of our guiding quotes in that guides our culture on a daily basis is, don't talk about it, be about it. Right. So it's one thing to say your gripes and make all these claims and be upset with what's going on. And it's another thing to act on it and want to make a difference about it. Right. So if you have actionable gripes, an initiative you'd like to work towards, or you're just looking to make a difference, KEEZ is your place. Some teams are intimate, some groups are meant for talking, but KEEZ is here for collective action. So if that criticism that you have, you can work towards directing it in a productive manner. We're looking to be able to capture that energy and really turn it towards something great. So definitely keep that in mind as you're moving forward. And as we transition out of this section, we transition into our department section, with our first department being marketing. Go ahead, Landon, take it away.
Thanks, Sage. Hey, everyone. I'm Landon, aka Yellow Turtle. I've been the marketing lead for 4 or 5 months here at KEEZ, and the purpose of the marketing department is to, properly and consistently present information to the Luxo ecosystem. The marketing department is responsible for all of the content creation under the KEEZ umbrella, which includes our Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, TikTok, etc. We also are in charge of the Pink Pill Productions YouTube channel, which started back in August, which hosts the shows of The Wrap Up, the Luxo Fam Podcast, and the Pink Pill, which was mentioned to be on a short hiatus at this moment. But the areas to contribute in the marketing department are the same as they were for the last quarterly address. We're still looking for people to contribute in SEO and Google Analytics, graphic design, VR asset rigging, content production, research and strategy. So whether you have a background in these areas or you're looking to, learn some new skills, we welcome anybody from all walks of life willing to contribute and willing to help out. We're a small team of about 6 to 8 people. We're very close, but we do work asynchronously. We try to have weekly stand-ups where we all get on the same page and can work productively and effectively throughout the week. We're a pretty drama-free group that just likes to build and create new amazing content for the Luxo ecosystem.
Nice, Landon. Thank you for that. Next is business development. This department is led by myself at the moment. Business development conducts research, forms partnerships, sells services, and looks for creative opportunities to expand Luxo's reach. Some current initiatives that we're undertaking are the project board, as I explained earlier. We're looking into a lot of grant research as KEEZ is looking for less VC funding or other routes that might place the projects in the hands of the investors and more in the line of natural revenue that we can create as well as grants. So grant research is a big part of business development. And lastly, client and partnership formation, which is the biggest part of business development. Some areas to contribute within BD at KEEZ would be researchers. Those are always needed. Researchers in BD span over all four departments. So a lot of the research that we're going to need to put into the marketing strategies, as well as kind of any research into DAO formation or any other research that the groups might need, comes from BD. Sales and service strategizing, obviously, definitely a big one, making sure that we can sell our services to create that revenue that we need to make us sustainable. Partnership and relationship management, which is the biggest one out of BD right now. We want to get as many Luxo integrations as possible. We want to get as many partnerships with KEEZ as possible to really just spread our reach as wide as we can. And lastly, event planners. We're looking to do more digital and physical events as moving forward, and having someone with an event planning background would be awesome to. Yeah, that's all. If you have any inquiries or want to participate, definitely hit me up in the Discord. and we can go from there. Over to you, Annie.
Thanks, Sid. Hi, all. This
Yeah.
is Annie. I head the operations department. The operations department ensured that KEEZ as an organization is functioning smoothly and enabling all the other departments. So we also call it as the backbone of KEEZ. We had an excellent quarter in the operations department. We were able to build strong processes, and using those processes, we onboarded our clients smoothly and got quite a number of appreciations there. And they appreciated the way we handle things. We also spent some time on the legal side because we are in the initial stages. We worked with various legal teams to ensure that we have the right policies in place, whether it's the website policy or its agreements with the clients or with anybody else. We got that in place, and we are trying to keep KEEZ and the entire community safe by doing this. We have kept our organization lean. There were zero attritions in the past quarter. We remained revenue positive. We are also talking to some of the community members to and trying to enable them to contribute to the cause of KEEZ. Our community managers are working with the Drops team right now. You can find me, Sage, Landon, and Rob chatting in the Drops Discord. So come and say hi to us. Looking at this quarter, right? So we are focusing on two fundamental pillars out of the four pillars which Sage has spoken from an operations side. So the first one is delivering marketing services. So we are keeping KEEZ ready to scale. As we bring in newer clients, we need to expand. So we will have newer deliverables, new capabilities, and onboard new members as we grow. Regarding heavy online marketing presence, we are going to start research work and create an implementation plan. And we will have clear deliverables so that we are able to achieve the roadmap of this quarter and reach our targets. Saying that, the operations team currently has two people and we are open to expand. There are a number of positions which are vacant, starting with community managers, which will be pretty interesting work as you get to work with other clients along with KEEZ. We are also looking out for process administrators, basically handling the back end, the notions, the documents, scheduling, SOPs, etc. And also we are looking for people who can help us in writing code of conducts, payments, etc. I am available in our Discord. You can hit me up at the red Luxo King in our Discord and we can have a chat if you're interested to join this department. Thank you very much. Over to you, Sage.
Thanks, Annie. And our last department is DAO Hub, which is again led by myself. This is the most primitive of the departments. And again, that was true last quarter as well. This department really relies on infrastructure on the Luxo mainnet. So we have some internal developments going on that are further progress on our hackathon submission from the build up number one. So as universal profiles come online, as the mainnet is more usable, and as our DApp becomes something that we can use at least internally, this department is going to become a much more important asset of KEEZ. But for now, we'd like to stress KEEZ is not yet a DAO, but again, not for long. So this department is in place to develop our governance strategy, work alongside ops on organizational design, configuration of our tokenomic strategy in relation to the DAO, and create incentive mechanisms to draw in and retain members. Opportunities to contribute would be on the governance team. We need to come up with more solidified plans on how we make decisions, how we act together, how tokens are involved, kind of the whole system of how our operations right now come online as a DAO. And that's where the governance team comes in place. Tokenomics development, if you're interested in kind of token functions and creating circular communities using tokens, that would be awesome. We were always looking for people to at least provide opinions on that topic. And last would be the DAO org structure. And again, this is highly in partnership with the operations group, as those guys have done all of our organizational design up until now. So the DAO org structure is essentially taking that organizational design that Annie and myself have worked so hard on and transitioning it towards what a DAO might look like for KEEZ. So again, most of the primitive group that we have going on right now in KEEZ, but is looking to significantly grow as this quarter comes along. So myself as the lead, Sage. Hit me up in the Discord if you are interested in participating. Now, lastly, some quick expectations on what we expect from contributors. We need self-starters. We need people that are willing to take initiative. If there's something that you could see as something that you could benefit KEEZ or benefit the Luxo ecosystem, we would love for you to come in and begin taking initiative on that rather than one of us having to tell you to do something that you don't really want to do too much, right? So self-starters are very important. Same thing with self-awareness, being highly aware within the groups that you're involved in of what the roles are, who's involved where, who's saying what when is very important as we're all kind of just meeting each other and working together online. High ownership is also very important. We work in a very asynchronous group. We have weekly sync ups, but aside from that, you're pretty much just taking your task and doing it yourself. So having high ownership over your responsibilities is very important. And lastly, the most important is buying into the culture. We've spent a lot of time pre-mainnet here establishing a very important culture within KEEZ, and all of the contributors that are currently here have really bought into that. And you can definitely tell from interacting in our groups. So buying into the culture is very important for new contributors. And again, contributors can give whatever time they can personally manage. So I've mentioned a couple times throughout this slides that even if you're willing to have conversations about some of these topics that are open, it's better than nothing, right? So if you're contributing on the level of 1 hour a week or 40 hours a week, right? Both of those are sufficient, and we're welcoming anybody at any level of skill or any level of contribution. And lastly, some information about just the core members. So we have our 4 departments, and then out of those departments comes our core group, the leads from each department, as well as some overarching advisors in KEEZ form our core group, which helps to guide more decisions that are outside the scope potentially, or need more input from groups that are just the departments. And those members are evaluated every quarter. We drop members down based on a vote and we bring members up based on a vote. That mechanism is a perfect example of something that we'd like to automate and open up per the DAO structure that we'd like to form. Other ways to get involved, like I mentioned, contributions are not limited to what's above. KEEZ is molded by its members. Whatever you'd like to see in the Luxo ecosystem can be created with enough energy through KEEZ, and you're welcome to participate however you'd like. So if there's a box that you'd like to check from some of those slides of, I could really help with this, and I noticed you guys needed it, that's awesome. If there's also something that you notice that is maybe a hole in the Luxo ecosystem or in KEEZ in general that we didn't talk about, that you think you'd be able to fill and you'd love to lead and give the energy that it needs, that is awesome too. So don't hesitate. If there's any way that you guys think that you'd like to participate, reach out and we'll be able to find a way to help you there. And lastly, thanks for coming. As always, where to find us. Here's our links. This will be published on our Notion page, in our announcements on Discord. We'll also post the link to this slideshow on Twitter, so you'll be able to click those. If you were to just hit up our Twitter, all of these links are in our bio as well. Same thing as the link section on our Discord. So plenty of areas to find us. And we'll be looking forward to doing another one of these next quarter, which will be at the beginning of 2024. Again, thanks for coming, and talk to you later.